The Spoils, a novel by Colin Thompson. Narrated by Colin Thompson. For Jess. I want it all. Katie Crutchfield. How dare you want more? Jack Antonoff. Prologue. The interview was on a Monday. Not that that meant anything to me, but I had treated the weekend like I'd earned it and now approached the interview with a belly full of Manhattan silly, even though A, it was not a corporate gig, and B, it was the only job I'd ever been overqualified for. I had tremendous babysitting faculties, and I was much better at lacrosse than 99.5% of the U.S. population. The math checked out. Silly nonetheless, as I wound my bicycle through the crepe myrtles and California live oaks to the terracotta clay-roofed, stuccoed Escobarian estate that was the Brentwood School. The bike ride from Venice was trying. Not physically. I relished an arduous and pesky incline. After the hard part, where things flattened out and I pedaled past Bundy, past the place where OJ got really mad and so rudely interrupted Game 5 of the 1994 NBA Finals between the Knicks and the Houston Rockets, I started to think. And that never ended well. Yes, sure, the Knicks would win Game 5, but OJ and the Bronco interruption cast a strange, unsavory pall over the series. The Knicks lost in 7, and there I was, nearly 20 years later. It didn't take a conspiracy theorist to pin the tax on that one. The what-could-have-beens rained down on me like frogs, and out from the privet hedges popped former selves, the me's of yore I'd have to plead my case to, reason with, and explain to them where I was going. They popped out like shooting targets or funhouse hobgoblins. The 11-year-old me was nice, just wanted to talk about that series he was still grappling with, reminding me that 2 inches in the final seconds of Game 6 was all that Starks needed to be a hero, so he's still one to us, never forget. But everyone else was a prick. And who could blame them? At 31 years old, I was on my way to interview for a gig as a middle school lacrosse coach, a position that is, historically, a volunteer role. But me? I was not doing it to give back. This was not charitable. I couldn't afford to be a, quote, good person. I just desperately needed the very little money they were offering. So heckle away, I yelled at nobody as I chugged up Barrington, all the while outlining, in my mind, a pilot script for this exact scenario. And for that, I wished to be stabbed. Another small, sad circle.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?